Malaysia Airlines MH370 plane changed course. Military radar suggests the missing Malaysia Airlines plane turned west, away from its planned route, before vanishing, Malaysia's Air Force says. Flight MH370 from Kuala Lumpur to Beijing went missing on Saturday, after taking off with 239 people on board. The international search for any wreckage has been widened. Earlier, it emerged 2 men traveling on stolen passports on board the plane were Iranians with no apparent links to terrorist groups, officials said. The international police organization Interpol's Tehran bureau has said the 2 Iranians had no criminal records and had left Iran legally. One of the men is believed to have been migrating to Germany. Wider search. There are reports that the plane veered from its route and reached the Malacca Strait, west of Malaysia. The Malaysian authorities initially said flight MH370 disappeared about an hour after it took off from Kuala Lumpur International Airport, as it flew over the South China Sea, south of Vietnam's Ca Mau Peninsula. No distress signal or message was sent, but it is believed the plane attempted to turn back, perhaps towards Kuala Lumpur. Officials still do not know what went wrong with the aircraft. None of the debris and oil slicks spotted in the South China Sea or Malacca Strait so far have proved to be linked to the disappearance. In the U.S., CIA Director John Brennan said the possibility of a terror link could not be ruled out. But he said no claims of responsibility over the missing jet had been confirmed or corroborated. Clearly this is still a mystery, which is very disturbing, he said at the Council on Foreign Relations think tank. 2/3 of the passengers on board the plane were Chinese. Some were from a range of other Asian countries, North America or Europe. Relatives have expressed frustration at the lack of information about the plane's fate. At least 40 ships and 34 aircraft are taking part in the search in the seas off Vietnam and Malaysia. Search teams from Australia, China, Thailand, Indonesia, Singapore, Vietnam, Philippines, New Zealand and the US are assisting in the operation on both sides of the Malay Peninsula. Richard Westcott describes how the plane disappeared from an air traffic tracking website. The area has been expanded from 50 nautical miles 57 miles from where the plane disappeared over waters between Malaysia and Vietnam to 100 nautical miles. Stolen passports. Earlier, Malaysian police named one of the 2 men who travelled on the plane on a stolen passport as Porianur Muhammad Murdad, 18, and said he was probably migrating to Germany. Interpol identified the other man as Delavar Said Mohammad Reza, 29. Experts have said the presence of 2 people with stolen passports on a plane was a breach of security, but one that is relatively common in a region regarded as a hub for illegal migration. Malaysian police say the younger Iranian was not likely to be a member of a terrorist group, adding that the authorities were in contact with his mother in Germany, who had been expecting her son to arrive in Frankfurt. And Interpol says the 2 men traveled from Qatar's capital Doha on their Iranian passports, and switched to stolen Italian and Austrian passports to board the Malaysia Airlines flight.